You're listening now to the Real Estate Lab with Bayut. Hi everyone, and welcome back to episode 20 of the Real Estate Labs with Bayut.com. Today we're going to be discussing the primary sales market here in Dubai, and to discuss that with me I have Obaid Sayed, who is the founder of Union Square House Real Estate. Obaid, thank you very much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Chris, for inviting.
So, Obaid, before we get into today's subject matter, which is the primary sales market, I want to understand a little bit about how 2024 was, and maybe a brief introduction of Union Square House Real Estate.
Well, let me give a small introduction about Union Square House as a company. We have been more than 15 years in the market. We have been actively selling primary market from the developers. Over the 15 years, we have grown up from 3 to a staff of 100 at the moment. And we are growing up ahead as well with more satellite branches around in Dubai.
I suppose that you would, it's very important as a primary sales to make sure you've got options there for your clients, that you probably get a lot of real estate agencies out there who focus on maybe one specific or two specific developers, but you're dealing with a whole range of developers to make sure you've got the choice there for the investor, to make sure they make the right choice.
Well, the key is that awareness of all the developers is the key. So we should be aware what is the competition, what is the competitors' products, and all those information. As far as sales are concerned, the major sales we do is with developers who have track records, and with developers which has backup from the government. So when we say Emaar is the godfather of Dubai real estate market, and you have to focus with Emaar and you cannot be wrong. Nakheel, which now merged with Dubai Holding, so that's the second entity which you should never lose focus with. They have the whole land bank of Dubai. They are the people who will keep coming up with new projects. They will keep coming up with every different segment of the market. So that's the second one. Now, after these two, you have all the other developers. So in the private developers, Damac takes up the biggest chunk. Post that is Shobha. Then you have Azizi. Now Danube is coming up, of course, everywhere with that 1% thing. Ellington, which is delivering a really nice product, high quality product. Azizi is there, which is now coming up with a massive development in Dubai South. Smaller developers, you have Imtiaz, which is now coming up with so many development. Prescott is there. Then you have like that means you can say every day there is a new development company registered with the market going up, and they all want to sell.
Can I ask you a question? So you've mentioned a list of developers at different sizes doing different things. But for 2025, not out of maybe the larger scale developers, but is there any boutique or up and coming developers or any new developers to the market who you're really, really excited about?
Well, in that case, H&H, they are coming up with a really nice products around. Again, they are backed by the government. But the kind of developments they are coming and the products they are getting is pretty unique compared to any other products.
Let's look at 2024 again, then we can talk about going forward. Did you see the demographic of buyers changing in terms of what their interest was? Because maybe 2023 there was a lot of luxury buyers coming into the market. We've got maybe the Bitcoin boom or whatnot. There was a lot of people buying luxury, especially after the COVID times as well. Did you see in 2024 that there was a more sort of diverse range of what people were interested in?
We always see that. I won't say only 2023 and 2024. Even if I go back in the history, it has been the same scenario which happens.
Yep.
The first foremost people who come up and who take up positions in the market is the luxury segment. So 2023, we saw mostly everyone coming up buying the luxury segment.
Yep.
So luxury was the most key driver.
Yep.
And properties worth from 10 million to 50 million was the key driver in 2023.
Yeah.
2024, we saw reduction in that luxury sales, and we saw overwhelming sale of between that 1 million to 2 million.
Yeah.
Up to 3 million, the volume of sales has been tremendous.
Yeah.
And the developers, especially Emaar, had been offering those units. Then there was Damac, who had sold their two projects, the Riverside and the Sun City, as well as Damac Islands, because in one day they sold the whole of Damac Island, 10 billion worth of sales. They had that same ticket size between the 2 million to 3 million is what they have been targeting, and they have been selling. Then smaller developers in the apartment segment, they have been selling between that 500,000 to 2.5 million, 3 million. The place where nothing came up was the 3 million to 7-8 million stuff. This year, we will see that segment really growing up, because that 3 million to 7 million is what was not sold in between 2023 and 2024, and a lot of anxious buyer who don't want to be into that 2 million category and who cannot afford a 10 plus million are awaiting such products. So those developers who will be coming up with that segment products will see a good sale value happening.
Okay, which you would probably say is maybe your City Walk 2 bedrooms falls under that segment, no? Or?
I will say differently. In a semi-luxury segment, a 3-bedroom apartment in that pricing, for a apartment in Dubai Hills, which is like for a 3-bedroom is around 3.5-4 million. Townhouses or villas, in principally independent villas in that price range is something which is the need of our. There is no villas in that segment from anyone. Either you find a villa which is 10 million plus, or you find a townhouse which is less than 3 million.
I mean, you have, I believe Damac Lagoons will be launching this year, at some point.
The deliveries of Damac Lagoons are expected in this year.
This year, which at the primary sale price, there was quite a lot of sort of affordability in those sort of 3-4 bedroom units there. Do you see that as soon as handover starts, maybe similar to Talal Al Ghaf, the price is just shooting up even further?
We might see a different pattern up over there, since the number of units to be delivered will be higher.
Okay.
Secondly, what has happened is over the period of time, the value of the property has already appreciated by 40%. So at the time of delivery, we'll see another 10 to 15% rise, and it is all dependent again with the occupancy. If the rentals occupancies are high, this prices will push up again.
I think it's safe to say you're optimistic for the year ahead.
Well, this year we'll see really good sale volume. We have to be focused correctly and work with the right developers. There is a good amount of real estate to be sold in this year alone.
Yep.
And if people trust and believe, we'll break the records of 2024 as well.
Moving into 2025, for a new investor maybe to the market, what key factors should they take into consideration when purchasing a property, or what advice would you give a new investor coming to the market?
Now that depends on the investor, whether he's looking out as an investment or an end user. If you're looking out as an pure investment, then you should look at the new communities offspringing from the developers. New communities has always given that spike into prices where you can make advantage and take a position in that early first community development. If you are looking out as a longer term gain and you want to retain and build an asset, then you should go up for something which is premium. I don't want to give any names of the developers, but if you are buying premium luxury segment properties, you will not be wrong. Dubai is still short of the luxury segment properties. Now, the only thing is, everyone in Dubai calls themselves as a luxury developer. So, as an investor, you have to define and set whether everything is luxury.
Yeah.
There are certain things which is really a part of the luxury, and it weighs value eventually when the property is ready or whenever that asset is ready.
Yeah.
So you have to keep those things into mind while investing. As far as end users are concerned, they should look out for the payment plan, and they should look out for something which is a community which is near ready. For example, as of today, if you look at Dubai Hills, Arjan, then you have Dubai Tech City, Nashama, there is these are the communities which is 60-70% ready.
Yeah.
If you buy today as an off-plan investment, and you by the time it is ready, those will really appreciate well, and your community is also ready by that time.
Yeah.
So looking at that, you should buy, and when you move into the community, there is not much of construction, there is not much of things, and you're moving into a completely developed community. So that should be as an end user.
If I want to get in before it appreciates in 2025, where would you put your money, or where would you recommend as an investor maybe put some money in here? This will be good.
If that is the case, there are few locations which I will shortlist. One will be Valley as a community.
Okay.
The way it's growing up, the way it's the connections, everything is happening.
Yep.
It's really amazing. Whoever enters today, 3 years down the line,
Will be happy.
will be happy.
Okay.
In Valley. If you're looking out at a cheaper segment, when I say cheaper means lesser value-wise,
Yeah.
Nashama is one of the communities where you can purchase a 2-bedroom for 1.4, 1.2.
Town square.
Town square.
Yeah.
It's, you cannot, and they have a 50-50 payment plan.
Okay.
You cannot be wrong with the kind of pricing it's coming up. That is one of the communities which is also really going to be happening. Invest. The only thing is, Dubai has this challenge. Investors are very anxious. They invest the money today and they want the value to be appreciated tomorrow.
Yeah.
You need to relax and give that time for the property to really come up.
Yeah.
And grow.
Yeah.
There is 2 more communities. One's Palm Jebel Ali, which is a trophy asset.
Yeah, of course.
Oasis by Emaar, which is also one of a similar kind.
Yeah.
There is one developer which no one speaks about, or they are very much unknown, is called Discovery Land, but that's for the ultra rich and the elites, because your ticket size is starting from $40-50 million in the bar.
Okay, so I don't need to know about that one for myself, yeah? So Obaid, you're obviously in a very, very competitive market here in Dubai. There's a lot of competition there for you and for your agents and for your brokers. And there's a lot, it can be quite overwhelming sometimes for an end user to say, right, this is the company I choose, this is the broker or the agent I want to choose. As an end user, what sort of different traits should they look for in a primary off-plan specialist broker opposing to your standard maybe secondary market real estate broker?
Well, this is a very big challenge in the industry today. Whoever jumps up into the real estate industry, they want to come and sell off plan quickly, make money, and disappear.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing happening with the buyers as well. The buyers, they see people on social media, they get fascinated with their talks, with the way they present themselves. They don't ask questions. They just go ahead and purchase a unit, and then later on they realize that what they have purchased is a wrong investment, and the broker sold them false promises, and they sold something where they were getting the highest commission from the developer. So first, what I want to say is they should make a research about the broker, how old that broker or the company is in the market.
Yep.
Second, they need to find out how long they have been selling the primary market, whether the company has been established as a primary sale company or they have been focused more onto secondary sales. Then they have to ask questions about which developers they are focused with. If, let's say, an off-plan broker is only focused with, let's say, Azizi or Imtiaz or some smaller developers, then they are different from a broker which is focused with Emaar, Nakheel and Dubai Holding.
Yeah.
So you cannot compare both of them. And the people who are buying these stuff from the smaller developers, they are looking out for commission back from the agents or something like that. So they negotiate on that. But those who want to buy with Emaar and all, they know that they want to buy an asset which is going to have a value. They don't negotiate with the brokers.
Okay.
So
in terms of, obviously you mentioned earlier you're up to about 100 agents now, which is a sizable company, yeah? Do you have your agents focus, or a specific agent focus on maybe a small amount of developers? And do you advise them, right, okay, so you work on these 3 developers, and then someone who's maybe a little bit more senior would maybe work on a different set of developers? How does it work internally?
Well, we ask most of the people to focus onto the key developers.
Yeah.
Which is most important.
Okay.
Because that is where you learn everything. You cannot do false promises. Very important.
Yeah.
You cannot give a commitment which is not true.
Yeah.
You make a commitment which is not true. Second, then third is you make them feel comfortable, as they are not an investor, they are friends, and you will not guide them in the wrong manner.
Yeah.
So these are the 3, and most important is I guide my brokers, my agents very clearly that it should be given it to the purchaser or investor to make a decision. Now, this is something else. You will see a lot of brokers keep on following, oh, it is going to get sold out, you're not going to get a unit, they are pressurizing and pushing the investor to purchase, although they might not be in the position to purchase.
Yeah.
from my office, no one will do that. They will recommend and they will leave it to them. You decide whether you want to buy, you don't want to buy. We give them that room and space.
I think in this modern world as well, the end users and the investors are more and more educated, yeah? They don't want someone phoning them up 3-4 times a day. Have you made your mind up? Have you made a decision? They want to be presented with options and choices, and if an agent does a good enough job presenting those 3 cases, the end user should be able to make a decision, then come back to you with whether he wants to do it. So yeah, you're correct.
But in Dubai, the market is still not that matured. I should say I lose 50 to 60% sales because of this.
Right.
Because when we do those callbacks to check with our leads that what has happened, they say, we purchased from this broker, and they end up buying wrong investments. Because my agent has not been pushy, giving them that room. But there are brokers in the market who push, who want to do that sale to make money for themselves.
Yeah.
So as an investor, you need to understand that very well, that if a broker is pushing you, whether that push is really needed as a product or he's pushing for his extra mile.
Well, Obaid, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you today, and thank you for coming into our office. It's been educational and informative for myself, and I hope everyone at home enjoyed today's episode. If you're interested in understanding or looking to invest in the primary real estate market, feel free to reach out to Union Square House or Obaid or one of his team members, and I'm sure they will be very, very happy to guide you on the right tracks. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Real Estate Labs. You're listening now to the Real Estate Lab with Bayut.